There comes a moment where dreams hinge on a single decision. You have done all you can for everything that is in your control, and only fate can determine that decision. When the stars align and fate chooses your side, can you handle the pressure? Welcome to Ohio. Good morning, guys. It is October 30th, and we're on our way to Ohio. So I'm going to go meet up with Trev and Eric up at his brother-in-law's place, and we're going to kick off this Ohio 2020 rutcation. So stay tuned, and hope we have some good stuff for you to come.
What's up, guys? We're down here in Ohio on some crazy public land. I'm actually sitting on a scrape line that I found 2 days ago. It rained last night, so I figured to come in here, sit in here until probably noontime. Thermals are rising. Much to worry about. Good scent and water on the ground, so hopefully we'll see what happens. I'm gonna do a rattle set here in a couple of minutes. Absolute heartbreak. Absolute giant. He snuck up on this side of me. I didn't even hear him. He was at 20 yards. I went to grab my bow, and he snapped his head up like this. Welcome to Ohio, baby. That's it. Can't get discouraged. Gotta keep going. What's up, guys? So, made it to Ohio and straight into the tree. Trev dropped me a pin, spot that he'd been in. He had a really good encounter with a nice buck a couple days back, somewhere up here on this little peninsula. Now, when he told me that, he didn't see the deer till it was 20 yards away and it was too late and he couldn't move. Now I understand why. It's almost as bad as hunting back home in Virginia. This particular old flat has got a lot of new growth and it's thick. I just hope my wits are with me and we'll see what happens.
So no sooner than I got the call back into the bag, I could hear crashing through the brush coming right at me. Within a matter of 15 seconds, I had a young A-point sitting at the base of my tree, just out of camera focus. As he moved behind me, I was able to get the camera set up over my shoulder just to get a quick glimpse of him.
First full day set last night. Had a little buck come through. Came in this morning about an hour before light. Got set up kind of blind in an area within, first 20 minutes of shooting light. I had the biggest buck I've ever had in range, sitting at between 55 and 60. It's hard to tell. The problem is it was behind a log. No cover, and I ended up having the young buck pushing the doe come out of the other side. As they were coming down, he didn't want any part of it, and he turned around and walked back up this ridge back here behind me. So I'm hoping he's setting up there bedded. Wind's perfectly in my face. and I've got scrapes all over. So fingers crossed he makes his way back out for midday feeding or for a nice evening jaunt to my arrow. Happy Halloween. Good morning, guys. It is October 31st. It is Halloween. We are in Ohio. I've been here for about a week now. Working on my second week. The first week was a little shitty. Yesterday I met up with a good friend of mine, Keisha Rock from Tattooed in the Wild. I got to come up on some public land and hunt with him yesterday. We got saw a nice doe, and we found a lot of sign. So I moved in there this morning. We're doing an all-day sit. I've been sitting here for most of the morning, and we're getting into the afternoon. It is super cold. I think it's like 28 degrees out. Right.
I'm a firm believer that some deer aren't meant to be taken. When it's your shot, it's your shot. Unfortunately, on Halloween, Trev and I both had deflections and both missed bucks. It didn't happen, but it almost happened.
It's gonna die. That deer's gonna die. What are we gonna name that deer? We gotta name that deer
Boner.
Mr. Ohio. It's a giant, mega giant.
I'll never let that shot down. Hey, we know that guy.
Yeah, we do. I don't know where he's bringing us.
Oh, out into the mountains.
Dog style. Holy fuck. How do you find the deer in here?
We were fortunate enough to catch up with our brother Derek from Full Draw Assassins and do some spot and stock glassing on some public before we got back to the monsters.
Alright, I'm just leaving off. Headed out of the homestead. Got about an hour ride to get where we're going. And we're off. It's 33 degrees. Supposedly where we're going, it dropped down to about 20 something degrees last night. So it's super cold, and we got a full moon. Raw is on. We've seen some does in the area, some big scrapes, some big deer. There's a doe in heat in there, and there was a couple of bucks pushing them around. So let's see what we can get, and we're gonna do an all-day sit. So we'll check in with you guys when we get back to the truck.
Trev is about 150 yards from me, and he's where I saw that massive heart-stopping buck that I nest. He's right at the entrance to that bed. So fingers crossed that sucker shows himself today, and we can get an arrow in him. It's November 2nd. It is cold as a mother. What a morning. Man, this whole hunt has just been one for the books. I mean, I'm up to 5 shears on stand with 0 opportunities. Well, actually, I take that back. 1 opportunity, and that 1 opportunity was a deflection and clean miss. But man, so I had a shooter, big 8-pointer, real wide, chocolate horned, big 8-pointer. He was at 20 yards this morning, come down and got right in my downwind and couldn't get the shot off. About 2 hours after that, right around 12, I had a really nice high and tight 8-pointer, real thick. Both book deer, very good deer, over my right shoulder here, and that deer, I don't know what happened. He kind of just walked off. He was coming down the trail. I was waiting for him to clear some trees, and he just started going the other way, walked the other way. So, oh man, this has been one of the most epic hunts of my life. The amount of big bucks that I've seen since I've been here is just crazy, and especially be hunting on public land. I mean, we've definitely put our heads together and just really found some great public land and some areas that are just holding some absolute giant deer. Steven had the opportunity at a once-in-a-lifetime buck, and it just didn't come together, but it happens, man. This is whitetail hunting at its finest, and, you know, spending these days in these trees, watching the sunrise to when they set, it's pretty crazy. Coming in the dark, leaving the dark, and that's what you do, grind it out.
poor choice of yardage and this buck's ability to drop allowed this arrow to go clean over his back.
Hey. Oh my god. I just saw a fucking giant. I mean a fucking giant. A fucking giant. Oh my god. I just shot a giant. I just smoked a giant. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Steven. I smoked him. I fucking smoked him. Fucking smoked him, Steve. I don't know. He's huge. He's fucking huge, dude. He's like 150, 160. Andy. I smoked a giant, dude.
That's awesome, bro.
He's like 160.
No way.
He's a giant, dude. He was making a rub. He was rubbing on a tree.
Yeah.
I gotta relax, dude. I'm shaking. Oh, he was making a scrape. Oh, I just smoked a giant. Steve met me here. We're gonna go check first blood.
You were in that cluster of trees. Right there.
Was in that?
Yeah. Yeah, I thought this through.
Went across this right here. Oh, there's the arrow. Right here. There it is. There it is. Broken arrow, but I got penetration. Oh yeah, right here. Good boy. No way, bro. Steve, what do I do?
You got blood up there?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Huh?
Did you see the tree?
No.
Dude, the trees are covered.
Oh, okay. Whew.
Here's blood right here.
You want to back out?
Huh?
You want to back out? Just in case.
I got blood right here.
Do you? All right.
And it's got air in it, so it's at least a lung.
We back out.
Just in case, dude.
We'll review this footage.
Yep. Let's play it safe, dude. I don't want to risk it.
My aluminum. Alright, I'm gonna pin this.
If everything goes well, he's laying right over this, but I don't want to risk it if he is. If by some weird odd chance it's one lung.
I didn't get a complete pass through,
Right.
so he's filling up. Well, let's just at least go and get all of our things back to the truck. We can check. We can check footage in the truck.
After checking the footage, it was pretty apparent that he 12-ringed this thing. We had no doubt that it was good vitals, that this deer was down within yards of where we left off, so we decided to move back in. And sure enough, it was right on the money.
Congratulations, brother.
Congratulations, buddy.
Hell yeah!
Oh my god.
Holy shit.
Yeah, baby.
You just shot a giant.
Congratulations, buddy.
Damn!
What's up, everyone? Appreciate you guys taking the time to watch this video. It really means a lot to us here at the Outdoor Drive podcast. With the growing pains of filming, as you guys all know who are self-filmers, this is not an easy task. Things go wrong, big kick in the balls sometimes. We lost a little bit of the film in the travels. If you guys do want to listen to this podcast word for word, you guys can head to the Outdoor Drive podcast and listen to it there. So the Buckeye buck is now down. Here he is. Very happy. Ohio public land hunt. We had a lot of ups and downs, man. This was a complete and utterly roller coaster. This deer was by far one of the craziest experiences in my entire life. He measured out at 166 and 5/8. He's going to gross in the 150s, high 150s. So when this had all happened, so as you guys had seen the shot, him taking off, I absolutely lost my mind, as you can tell. It was a caliber of deer that I have never been in front of before. We backed out. We got back to the parking lot where we had met Bones, and Bones had inquired a couple of friends. Was a local by the name of Cody Evans. By far one of the greatest kids I have ever met in my entire life. He is all about the camaraderie and what it should be. He went and got a sled for us, helped us drag this deer out. He had a lot of history, as you guys can see in this video. He has a lot of trail cam pictures of this deer. He had been scouting this deer on spotting scope and was watching this deer about a mile away from where I ended up harvesting this deer. It was definitely really badass to see and have him be part of this. I'm very thankful for him. And, you know, I even got a gift from him. This was a gift that I brought home that he gave me, that he found on the public land that I was hunting. So, pretty cool, pretty awesome. We ended up reviewing the footage, and my computer died halfway through it when I was reviewing in the parking lot, so we had to leave. And then we came back. We ended up pushing a little bit further, found a little bit of blood, and then it completely dried up. The trail had gone at a V like this in this, like, what would be rabbit, like briars and stuff we would call it here. And I was on one side and they were on the other. I'm going and I'm getting real frustrated and didn't see much blood. And Steven hollers over, "Trev, come here, I need that big spotlight. I need you to shine up this path." So I shine up the path, and there he was, man. He was laying down, and all I could see was this rack like this, just laying there. And when I went and I picked up this buck, I was like, holy shit. When I grab a hold of these antlers, it's almost unreal to me. It doesn't even make sense. After that, we spent a lot of time with the deer in the woods in the recovery stage and hung out and took a ton of pictures, and it was incredible. And then we got them home, got them all hung up, and ended up caping them out in the morning and bringing them down. I met up with Keith from Tattooed in the Wild. He ended up bringing to the taxidermist, and we ended up getting them all scun up on the head. The meat was ended up donated to Bones' church in Tennessee. I brought it over to the processor and had it ground up, and then it goes to a food pantry there in Tennessee. So that was pretty cool. I was happy to be part of that and help out families in need. So this deer actually, you know, it went miles. To be completely honest, it went miles. It was just a mesmerizing experience, something that I hope that I can experience again. That hunt was something else, and as if for you guys go to listen to the podcast, you can hear a lot more about it and the hunting and the teamwork that we went through throughout this hunt. Like me and Steven had gone into this area and hunted and found a big deer, and then we decided to divide and conquer on either side of the bedding, and I was lucky enough to have the deer come in front of me and was able to arrow the deer.
The last set of Ohio is over. Can't be more thankful. Certainly a memory I'll treasure for a long time, and we will certainly be back up to do this at some point. Next time, I'm going to take everything we learned and see if I can actually capitalize on my mistakes and do a better job. But I fully believe that everything went the way it was supposed to. Just, we'll call it a lesson in humility. I'm grateful for it. I'm happy with the experience, and gladly do it again. Anybody out there, I highly recommend it. If you want to try Ohio, public land is wonderful out here. The deer are amazing. Give it a try. You won't regret it. Put in the time, put in the effort. It'll work. Thanks for checking it out. Thanks for coming along on this journey, and thanks for taking the ride right here on the Outdoor Drive.